Welcome back, treasure hunters and coin collectors. Today, we are about to uncover one of the most overlooked yet surprisingly powerful coins in American history, the 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Now, before you think this is just another old coin video, I want you to stop for a second and really think about this. What if the next penny you see, the one sitting in your pocket right now or hidden in a jar at home, could actually be worth far more than 1 cent? What if something so small, so common, and so easy to ignore is actually a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered? This is not a joke, this is not a scam, and what you are about to learn in this video has shocked even experienced collectors. And here is the craziest part: most people have nitrogen monoxide idea what they are holding. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end, because the final details I am going to share could completely change how you look at every single penny forever. And yes, this could include the money you already have. Let us begin this journey into history, value, and hidden secrets. The 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny is part of one of the most iconic coin series ever produced in the United States. The Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909. This was a historic shift in American coinage, because for the very first time in history, a real person appeared on a U.S. coin, and that person was none other than President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity, strength, and American identity. This was not just a design change, this was a cultural moment. And by 1935, this coin had already become a daily part of American life, passed from hand to hand through stores, markets, and homes during one of the most difficult periods in U.S. history, the Great Depression. Now think about that for a second. This little penny you are looking at may have been used by someone struggling to survive during the 1930 SIT, may have paid for a piece of bread, or been saved by a family trying to get through hard times. That is not just a coin, that is a story, and stories add value. But that is only the beginning. Let us look closer at the design. On the front side, also known as the obverse, you will see the right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln, along with the word liberty and the date 1935. This design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it has remained one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. But the real magic, the part that collectors love, is on the back. The reverse side features two simple wheat stalks, one on each side, surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design is clean, simple, and powerful, and it is exactly why these coins are called wheat pennies. Now here is where things start getting interesting. Not all 1935 pennies are created equal, and this is where people make a huge mistake. They see an old penny and think it is worth nothing. But in reality, some of these coins are far more rare than others. In 1935, these pennies were produced at 3 different mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your coin does not have a mint mark under the date, it was made in Philadelphia. If IT has a small d, it was made in Denver. And if IT has an SIT, was made in San Francisco. Now pay close attention, because this is important. The number of coins produced at each location was different, and that directly affects their value today. The San Francisco version, also known as the 1935 S penny, is generally harder to find in high-quality condition, which makes it more desirable to collectors. And when demand goes up, value follows. But we are not done yet, because condition is where the real money is. You can have 2 coins from the same year, same mint, same design, but their value can be completely different based on how well they were preserved. A coin that has been heavily used, scratched, or worn down may only be worth a small amount, but a coin that still has sharp details, clean surfaces, and original color can be worth much, much more. Collectors look for details like the sharpness of Lincoln face, the clarity of the lettering, and the condition of the wheat stalks on the back. These small details make a huge difference. Color matters. Yes, even the color of your penny can change its value. Coins that still have their original red color are often worth more than those that have turned dark brown over time. These are called red, brown, and brown coins, and the difference in value can be massive. Now let us take this even further, because here is where things get really shocking. Error coins. These are coins that were made with mistakes during the minting process, and believe it or not, these mistakes can make a coin extremely valuable. We are talking about doubled letters where the text appears twice slightly offset, OFF center strikes where the design is not perfectly aligned, and other unique variations that make each coin one of a kind. Imagine finding a coin that nitrogen monoxide one else has exactly like yours. That is what collectors dream about, and they can sell for far more than regular coins. First, take out any old pennies you have. Look at the date. If you see 1935, you are already on the right track. Next, check under the date for a mint mark. Then use a magnifying glass or your phone camera to zoom in on the details. Look for anything that seems different or unusual. Doubled letters, misaligned designs, or even strange markings. And most importantly, check the condition. Is the design clear or worn out? Does it still have some shine, or is it completely dark? All of these factors matter, and if you think your coin might be special, you can take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service where experts will analyze it. This can confirm its value and even increase its price if you decide to sell. Now let us talk about real numbers, because this is what everyone wants to know. A common 1935 penny in average condition might be worth a few cents to a few dollars, but a high-grade coin can reach 50, 100, or even more. And rare error coins or exceptional examples can go into the hundreds, and in some cases even higher. Yes, from 1 cent to hundreds. That is the power of knowledge. But here is the most important part. These coins are still out there. They have not all been collected. They are still hiding in old jars, drawers, coin collections, and even pocket change. Which means you still have a chance. And that is what makes this so exciting. You are not too late. You are right on time. Look at IT. Study IT. Because IT might be more than just 1 cent. IT might be history. IT might be value. IT might be your next big discovery. Now here is where this story takes an even more exciting turn, because is that the value of a coin is not just about age. It is about survival, condition, and uniqueness. Think about this: millions of 1935 Lincoln wheat pennies were produced, but very few. And that is exactly why some of these coins are worth so much more than others. Imagine two identical pennies made in the same year, same mint, same design. One of them spent years in circulation, passed through thousands of hands, used in stores, dropped on the ground, scratched, worn, and faded. The other one was put away, kept safe, protected from damage, hidden in a collection, or saved by someone who saw its potential. Now fast forward to today. This is where condition becomes everything. In the world of coin collecting, there is a system called grading, where coins are given scores based on their condition. The scale goes from poor all the way to mint state. And here is the shocking part. A small difference in grade can mean a huge difference in price. A 1935 penny in average condition might sell for just a few dollars, but the same coin in high mint state condition can sell for hundreds. Yes, hundreds for a 1 cent coin. Now let us go even deeper, because there is something called luster. This is the original shine a coin has when it is first minted. Most coins lose this over time, but if you find a 1935 penny that still has its original luster, that is a big deal. Collectors love that, and they are willing to pay for it. But wait, because we are about to enter one of the most exciting areas of coin collecting: error coins. This is where ordinary becomes extraordinary. During the minting process, coins are struck. And let me give you an example. A double die error. This happens when the design is struck more than once but slightly misaligned, which causes the letters or numbers to appear doubled. To the average person, this might look like a small defect, but to a collector, this is a treasure. Another example is an OFF center strike, where the design is not perfectly aligned on the coin. Part of the design may be missing or shifted. Again, this is not damage, this is a mint error, and that makes it rare. Now imagine finding a 1935 penny with one of these errors. You would not just have a coin, you would have a unique piece of history. And these types of coins can sell for much more than standard ones. Now here is a story that might surprise you. There have been people who found valuable coins in the most unexpected places. Old jars in their grandparents' house. Coin collections that were forgotten for years. Even loose change. Yes, loose change. Imagine paying for something at a store, getting a few pennies back, and one of them turns out to be a rare 1935 wheat penny. IT sounds crazy, but IT has happened. And IT can happen again. Maybe even to you. This is why serious collectors always check their change. Because they know that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest value. Now let us talk about mint marks again, but in more detail. The 1935 penny was made in 3 locations. Philadelphia, which has nitrogen monoxide mint mark. Denver, which has a D. And San Francisco, which has an S. Each of these has different production numbers and different levels of rarity today. Generally speaking, the San Francisco version is harder to find in high grades, which makes IT more valuable. Any of these can be valuable if the condition is right, or if there is an error. Now let us add another layer to this story. Time. The year 1935 was right in the middle of the Great Depression, a time when every penny had real value. People were struggling, jobs were limited, and money was tight. This means these coins were used heavily, which is why high-quality examples are harder to find today. They were not saved, they were spent, and that makes surviving high-grade coins even more special. You are not just holding a coin, you are holding a survivor, a piece of history that made IT through one of the toughest times in American life, and that story adds value. Now let us talk about something that can completely change your understanding. Supply and demand. This is the basic rule that drives value. If something is common and easy to find, IT is usually not very valuable. But if something is rare and people want IT, the value goes up. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny sits right in the middle. IT is not the rarest coin ever made, but IT is also not common in high grade, and that creates opportunity. Collectors are always looking for better examples, sharper details, brighter color, unique features, and when they find them, they are willing to pay. Now here is a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? Not just glanced at IT, but really studied IT? Probably not very often. And that is exactly why so many people miss these opportunities. They are not paying attention. But now you are. Now you know what to look for. Now you know that even a simple penny can have hidden value. And that changes everything. Because from this moment on, every time you see a penny, you will wonder, is this just 1 cent? Or is this something more?